What did you guys think of Parasite? Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, that shit.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Dude, you guys are messing up.
Yeah.
I watched.
For sure, especially the drumming on that. It's influenced me a lot. Like it's
At my work, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. And that's where I get a lot of ideas for lyrics, you know.
Well, everyone, how's it going? No, today joining me is Aseptic, a local San Jose death metal band that's really kind of killing the scene right now. They're comprised of Phil Cortez on vocals and guitar, Luis Guardado on drums, and Alonso Maldonado on bass. Hey guys, how's it going?
Yo, what's going on, man?
how's it going, man?
Hell yeah.
Cool. Well,
Wait, we're killing the scene?
I mean, I feel like whenever, especially on the all ages page, we were kind of just talking about. I feel like I've seen your guys' logo, your logo kind of pop up more. I'm like, okay, well, there's definitely something happening here, so let me reach out to the guys that are making something happen.
Yeah, we're just playing shows. You know?
We play too many shows. I think that's what it is.
Nah, not enough.
Well, that's good.
I'll stop if you guys want.
I'll play in a dumpster if they let me.
Yeah, very cool. Well, hey,
All
I mean,
right.
like, something I've been asking a lot of people in the past couple interviews is, like, first one was like, how's COVID for you guys?
It sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Dude, we lost like 7 or 8 shows.
Yeah.
Just in these first like 2.5 months.
Yeah, not only that, even our recording session, we had to
postpone everything, yeah. Because we were supposed to play LA, what was it, last month?
Yeah.
Or
LA,
earlier this month.
Sacramento, Santa Rosa.
I think it was that first week when the quarantine was like taking place.
Yeah. So we played one more show right before everything happened, and then it was like nothing, and it was like, shit.
Yeah.
But
well, so
we just finally... What was that?
No, go ahead. I cut you off. My bad.
No, I said we finally getting back into jamming regularly, and we're trying to beat this COVID with music.
Today is the first day we fucking meet up.
Shut up. We met up a couple times, actually.
Well, the message is, like, I've heard some people I've been talking to, they're like, no, we haven't been practicing because there's not really any point right now because we're not going to be able to play shows. And I heard people like, well, no, you still have to practice because, eventually it's going to end. I guess what made you guys... Why are you practicing if you aren't going to go out?
For our own sanity.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. For just to be sane.
My life felt empty without practicing.
Well, it was kind of your fault in the first place we didn't practice.
Well, you know what? My drums look good.
Yeah, well, because when we play, even when we practice here in the rehearsal space, it really does feel like a live show regardless. Like, we're going just as nuts while we're playing here, so.
That's why we keep going,
Oh, cool. So you guys... Well, I mean, I feel like that's a good sign. Like, you guys really... actually enjoy playing what you play.
Fine.
More.
Oh, yeah.
It's a release for sure, man.
Yeah. I mean, get together with the homeboys and have a few beers and go crazy for the for the night.
And if there happens to be some people watching, that's on them.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's dope, dude. Well, speaking of it, like kind of diving more into you guys and your sound, I know what kind of introduced you as a death metal band, but how would you guys really consider yourself if you had to kind of put the name on it?
3 words: the death metal Ramones. Because a lot of our shit's really simple, I guess, compared to a lot of death metal.
Very punk, simple,
straight to the point.
Yeah, just sound good. Don't overthink it.
There's no fucking around.
We really trimmed the fat, I guess, is what you can say. And it's really straightforward,
Actually, he told me that analogy when I first joined the band, because I joined kind of later on, and as soon as he told me that, I'm like, that's beautiful. I already get it.
Yeah. So that's what I always say. I was really influenced by the Ramones, so I guess that's why the guitar sound, or the song structure kind of matches that, like, kind of poppy Ramones sound in a way.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, we just like making sick shit, and that's what we do.
Yeah. We don't have anything in mind when we're playing. We just go for it. Whatever comes out, that's what comes out.
Yeah, because when we first started, me and Luis started first jamming, we were more of like trying to follow that Celtic Frost and Hellhammer style of
okay.
Yeah, and then it just kind of morphed into a more heavier death metal.
Slowly evolved into where we're at right now.
And we just kept going with it. And now we're here.
So you guys mentioned kind of those you two that kind of like got into this. No, you were a 2-piece for a long time. When did kind of the idea of bringing Alonzo into kind of this group come about?
We thought about it for a while. We kept it us two for a while because we just worked well together, I guess. And we never really, I guess when we first started, we didn't have an intention to start a whole band.
We didn't have a reason to add for people. It works with 2 people, so,
and
keep it going.
We kind of just met up after, or it was like every Friday mornings. Remember back in the day? We go get Denny's breakfast and then jam for like a whole entire day. And we ended up writing a bunch of songs that turned out. And we were like, you know what? I guess we got to put a name to it. And then
we just put it out on our own. Like we'd go to fucking office.
It wasn't until like last year we started thinking about adding another person because we were playing more shows and we really wanted us to sound more heavier and louder. Live. Yeah. So that's why we ended a bass player.
And I played guitar for Satan's Blade, and I played a show with them.
Yeah.
I remember
we played a couple shows.
Yeah, a couple shows, and then like after several shows, I'm like, damn, like these guys are sick. And it's like, I also played bass. I'm like, hey, what's good? So I logged them for a while until they finally let me in.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
And now.
So for Alonzo, that's interesting. So I always felt like when people play guitar, like they become really like, I am a guitarist, and you usually see more like bass players go guitarist, but I never really see guitarists go bass player. Like, what made you?
Well, I started on bass first and foremost.
Interesting.
Like, I even have an Iron Maiden strap still on my bass here. Sneak that in real quick.
Yeah, there you
go. Because that's what got me into this whole shit is bass. Steve Harris. So, yeah, I still love bass. Even though I've gone on to play like lead guitar and some stuff and whatnot, I definitely still love just, holding it down on some bass.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds great.
Do you use a pick or are you just all fingers bass player?
I'll finger picking for Aseptic for sure.
He's straight fingering that whole time.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, After shows, he'll come up to us and dude, look at my fucking fingers.
Yeah, they'll be fucking shredded, man. Like straight up for like a week after a show, I'll like barely be able to use them.
Yeah, we usually have to like take a break after that. Like we won't jam this week because Alonzo's fingers are swollen.
But then we get a show.
Oh, damn.
So.
Yeah, then we get a show the next weekend.
And then I'm fucking back in it.
Yeah. Well,
that's all.
Well, I mean, so on that part of the shows then, so I know you guys mentioned you had something planned in LA. Like, was it like a full tour? Was it just going down to play like a show or two? What was like that comprised of?
For the LA show, it was just one show.
Well, it was a bastardized tour, is what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was in LA and then Long Beach, right?
Was it?
Well, we were planning that. Tour with what was it?
Pestilent Death. Yeah,
Pestilent Death.
Yeah, we were supposed to plan a whole tour, but it kind of just fell through.
Yeah, they kind of didn't get the dates that they were trying to get, and they made it very inconvenient for us to go along with them because they were bouncing back and forth too much.
Yeah. So it kind of just fell through, and then we were just gonna do the LA show, but then everything happened, so now we're not doing any show.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
we did try to plan some West. I think we were trying to plan we were going to go to. Last year we went to Seattle to play Goat Fest.
Oh, nice.
And this year we're supposed to redo that again, but we're not sure what's going to happen yet.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, our whole summer got fucked over, and
honestly, it's looking like the whole year. I really don't know if there's going to be shows for.
That's what I was thinking too. Mm-hmm. I mean, large groups of people, I guess.
I'm already expecting it, so we'll see what happens.
Interesting. So during like this whole COVID thing, you guys are still jamming and doing your thing. Have you guys been kind of coming up with more material, or are you kind of just more kind of like just keeping in shape kind of?
Yeah, we've been working on a new full length actually for a while.
Yeah.
But we always have something going on that pushes it back, So, but after this quarantine, I kind of really got to sit down and focus on the lyrics part of it, and I feel like a lot more confident in it. So now I think when we start getting to jamming regularly and like we'll eventually finish it, and record it and stuff. I think we're already pretty much almost done.
It's done. We can
bust it out pretty quick, but I'm trying to take more time in the lyrics part in this full length, because this is our first full length on a record label, I guess, so it's kind of cool. But yeah.
And definitely I'm a weirdo, so I'm trying to get him to do some nonsense on there.
Yeah.
He's like adding different things.
There's going to be a lot of new stuff, that we haven't done before on this album, so we're excited.
Can you guys like tease, or is it totally like a secret until you guys point it out?
Well, if anyone's been watching Philip's Instagram, he's been doing all this shoegazy, really spacey shit. So honestly, some of that
might
dark
come in there.
Ambiance.
Yeah.
Kind of leads in there.
Yeah.
I mean, we always kind of had the weird ambient sounding intros and stuff like that. So we're kind of trying to include that more into the album throughout, But we got some ideas that are gonna hopefully come through it.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. On that kind of note of weird noise. So actually, I have a question on one of those. So,
Yeah.
I was thinking, can I play you a part of one of your songs and kind of ask you like how that came to be? That like that specific.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this is from Addictive Reek.
Oh, I knew it.
And then we rewind it. So I think it was around like 2:38.
Yeah, it's like right at the end, right? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually
all.
that's actually me in slow motion going.
Wait, really?
Nah.
I believe it. I believe it.
It should have been.
But yeah. So how did that part come to be a part?
Oh, this guy right here.
That's all me. I was fucking around with FL Studio for a while on my old computer. I had this like really shitty cracked version of FL Studio, and it had a bunch of like different. And oh no, this guy gave me the Nexus. What do you call it? Crack on it. So like I had a bunch of different sounds on it, and I like to experiment with that kind of stuff, and then.
Should have stayed on interviews at least.
Oh, I guess not.
He bought it.
I bought it. Yeah. I bought the full version, and I really love it. And FL Studio, please sponsor me. But anyways, I just kind of made it off the fly when I was really stoned at night, and I figured it would sound good at the end of the album for some reason, and it just kind of became part of it.
But it really just goes with that whole, like, I personally think death metal is just like audible horror movies.
Yeah. It's basically based off horror films.
So like that aesthetic just really fit in nicely.
Yeah.
That's kind of dope. That's a cool way to put that. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Like you're like listening to a death.
Yeah, it's like all if you were to just take the feelings invoked by a horror movie and compact it into just sound, like
It's death metal.
that's personally what I look for in my death metal.
Yeah.
That and aggression. Like combine that, boom.
Yeah. So I was kind of reading like articles on you guys, and people keep saying like you're a very classic death metal. I think Kerrang was like what cassette death metal. Like you guys have that old school sound.
Yeah, that's what.
Is that like intentional? Like you're trying to sound classic, or is it more? It's just what you naturally do, or you just aren't.
It's more natural.
Yeah, well, at least for me, like when I'm playing drums for the songs, I don't try and like show off. I just play with like
what sounds good. Basically.
Yeah, what I can. Like I just try and play what's fun.
We just play what we like to play, basically.
Yeah. So it's literally all for fun. So.
I guess maybe the influences, kind of come through. But
you can't help it. Definitely, we all listen to some of the more old school shit. I think so. That's gonna come through. But I think the reason we get put in that is modern death metal is very different from old because it's like they're trying to like be different too much. Like they're trying to make it very technical nowadays or more.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I'm not knocking it for that. But it's just we really aren't. We're just
that's
whatever
not who we
feels
are.
Right.
We just have fun. That's basically. It's all about having fun.
Okay.
There's not a sound that we're trying to go for.
Yeah.
We just whatever comes out. That's it.
We even do some new wave stuff occasionally.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Some punk.
Yeah, the last couple of shows we did some new wave songs like off the fly. So you never know what kind of Aseptic you're gonna get.
So when it comes to like, because you all said it's all natural, I guess for each of you, like, what are three, like, each of your individuals' three, like, main influences when it comes to, like, what you're trying to create?
Who wants to start on that?
Oh, man, that's tough.
I can tell you.
You go first.
All right. Obviously, Death, because they just covered the whole spectrum throughout their discography.
Yeah.
I love, like, from Scream Bloody Gore, that's just straight, like...
Yeah, definitely.
Just harsh, raunchy death metal, and then by the time they get to symbolic or Sounds of Perseverance, it's pretty progressive. So I always love giving them credit for that. But Cryptopsy is one of mine for my bass playing style and especially my tone. I definitely was inspired by Cryptopsy. It's just like it's like audible diarrhea, which is what I am going for.
Sounds good.
It sounds good, though, yeah. And number three.
Number 3.
Iron Maiden?
Dying Fetus.
Okay.
Yeah, because Dying Fetus is technical death metal, but they started as a hardcore band, you know? So, like I said, that aggression got to find its way in there, at least for me. Because definitely Dying Fetus has those riffs that just really just
They do. No, they do.
Crack down, make you want to just get in that pit and let it out, you know?
Yeah.
So, those are my three.
I have my three.
What is it?
First one would be Power Trip.
Okay, yeah.
I think when we first started with us, like, all right, you know.
Yeah, that was like one of the...
This is what, like, we love this shit. Like, it's simple, but you listen to it and it's fucking catchy.
You feel good, yeah.
It's like you almost want to dance to it. Mm-hmm. So it would be Power Trip, and then probably Benediction.
Yeah.
Benediction is just like, I don't know. For me, that was like my first introduction to death metal. Mm-hmm. So just whenever I hear it, I'm nostalgic to it. So that's what I always go back to.
Benny.
The third would be Leeway.
Oh,
it's like,
really?
It's hardcore, but it's like it's happy hardcore.
Yeah.
You just want to groove.
I mean, they got that Anthrax vibe to them.
Yeah.
So for sure, especially the drumming on that, it's influenced me a lot. Like it's creative. I like it. It's different shit.
And my top three, number one would be Cannibal Corpse. Okay. The first 4 albums. That was my first death metal band, and when I first heard that, I was like, I want to play in a death metal band when I was a kid. And now, that's what I guess try to go for. Mm-hmm. Celtic Frost, Morbid Tales album was the one that changed my life. And Hellhammer, Apocalyptic Raids were the 2 albums that made me want to start Aseptic, I guess. Mm-hmm. And that's when that was around the time I met Luis. Yeah. And that's when we kind of
I mean, we're both huge fucking Celtic Frost.
And Hellhammer, you know. Yeah. That'll be number 2. Number 3, the Ramones. The Ramones always
hey, you gave 4.
That was that 4. I mean, Celtic Frost and Hellhammer is the same band. Oh, okay. Same members.
You also said the first 4 albums of Cannibal Corpse.
I didn't say the first 4 bands. Right, number 3 would be the Ramones. Honestly, actually, I've been thinking about this a lot during quarantine because I get tagged in those name the top 10 albums that influenced you, blah blah blah. So I've been sitting around thinking about this shit a lot lately. So I think for Aseptic it'd be Cannibal Corpse, Hellhammer, Celtic Frost, and the Ramones for me. Yeah. That's what made me want to start Aseptic, I guess. Yeah. But not really start Aseptic.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, hey, I know we're talking a little bit your style, what influenced you, right? I probably don't look like it anymore, but I was really into thrash and had long hair back a few years ago. And one thing I know is I could tell I was a thrash kid, but even though I listened to similar bands, I always felt like the death metal guys was also its own crowd. What do you guys think about that? It's do you see that?
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think death metal. I think a lot of death metalers are a little bit more
You know what? A lot of thrashers became death metalers.
You think so?
I think so.
I could see that. Because thrash to me is definitely is right along punk. That's why you got all that crossover thrash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's I don't want to say angsty because it sounds a little insulting, but that's what I mean. It is. It's just really really aggressive. Just fucking let it out. Get in the pit. Mm-hmm. Forget about all your troubles and lose it. That's thrash to me. And like I said, death metal has the connotations of horror movies and just kind of this morbid fascination.
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
That.
I guess maybe the lyrical content too, because thrash was almost a little bit political too sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Death metal, which goes with the angst.
Yeah. When death metal is a little bit more about brutally killing people and necrophilia and stuff like that.
The fun stuff, the real shit.
Yeah. The real good stuff, yeah.
So for Philip, on that note then, so it's so you mentioned you have been writing new lyrics and stuff like that. So I feel there's maybe I'm just not knowing. There's probably a limit to what you could probably write about to stay within the death metal realm. I guess what's your writing process like? How do you stay original, or how do you what's your lyric process?
I don't know. I mean,
I think I can kind of.
I can shit.
When I've seen, he makes up scenarios of what a fucking murderer would do.
This dude reads full ass true crime books.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he'll run out of shit as long as people are killing in new ways. He's reading on it. And
I mean, I've always been kind of really interested in true crime, and I'm in that. I call myself a death hag. I really love serial killers and true crime and all that shit. I base it a lot of it I listen to at my work, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. And that's where I get a lot of ideas for lyrics,
Yeah.
And I just kind of take scenarios and different, killings that I hear about and kind of try to take my own perspective on it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Senses Decay, it was more about the victim than it was actually the actual killing, So Senses Decay was all about the victim watching themselves getting killed, versus like you being the singer being the killer, you know what I mean? So I guess, I don't know, I just try to do different ways. I don't think I'll run out of lyrical content is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Which is what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as people getting murdered.
Yeah, as long as people are out there killing each other,
Yeah.
Philip's going to do all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's always, whenever we go somewhere, he's like, dude, let's go look at this place. Someone got murdered there.
Yeah.
Let's go follow the steps that they took.
I've always had that fascination with
It's cool.
that kind of stuff, so.
Definitely is. I'm also very into true crime and whatnot, but I'm really into the psychological aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Philip creeps me out sometimes.
Yeah.
Watch.
I'm just kidding. He's beautiful.
You talking about the 3 corpses I had under my bed, dude? Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Cool. So,
Anyway, yeah, but yeah.
All right, they're hookers. It doesn't count.
No, they have lives too, man. There's a good book about that, actually.
Of course you do.
But yeah, true crime, basically.
yeah, figured. So, what are there any? I guess so you guys are very into horror, right? What did you guys think of Parasite? Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, that shit.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Dude, you guys are messing up.
Yeah.
I watched it.
I've heard good reviews. And
I wouldn't necessarily put that as a horror though. It's kind of borderline thriller.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that same thing.
It's not necessarily scary. It's just I mean, what's scary about it is how much it applies to real life.
Yeah.
Like especially
now.
nowadays, the separation between the rich and the poor is so extreme.
It's basically a documentary.
I mean, I always say that.
How do you know?
Let me shut up.
Cool. Well, hey, I wanted
I haven't
to.
seen-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't play.
Question, right?
That's good.
You know what? I was watching That 70s Show. That's why I binged that for like about a week. That's why I watched
That's a
it.
good excuse.
It's a good show.
Cool. So another thing I want to talk to you guys about, and kind of bringing it out a bit. So you guys are locals in San Jose, right? You've been around. You've been in LA. You kind of mentioned Seattle. I guess from all the places you guys have toured, what's been probably like the best city for you, or the best scene you found? It's like, this is.
Yeah.
I like
You guys went up about it, so I already know what it is for you.
Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably Seattle was probably the
Definitely
best.
Seattle.
One of the best times we had in a long time.
It's crazy. I don't want to think about it because I'm gonna miss it. You know?
But we played this fest called Goat Fest out there,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically was like a backyard festival, and it had a bunch of bands on. It was like, I don't even know what, like 12.
It was 20. I mean, it was a whole day like festival.
Yeah, it was a whole. It started
In the
like
backyard.
it started at 1
the
o'clock.
People who lived there, they built a little stage for people to play.
Yeah, they built a stage. They built their own bar with running taps.
Yeah.
The bands got to drink for free all
Brooklyn,
night.
hey, shout out.
Shout out to Brooklyn, yeah. And we got to stay at the house where the show was, so we partied
Yeah.
pretty hard. But I mean, besides the partying, like the people that came, it was literally like every like group, subgenre group that you can think of was in one spot hanging out, And we've never seen that.
And they were all talking to each other.
Yeah, and everybody. There was no fights,
Yeah.
I mean, there was one fight, but everybody.
Yeah, there was a fight, but everybody afterwards was like cool with each other. Like it's like
Yeah, they made the guys
it was
make
just
up.
a fight. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was still talking to each other.
That was part. Yeah, that was part one of the best.
That's honestly why I like that story from them. Is that's my problem with San Jose is that the scenes are so separated. Like, we listen to a bunch of hip hop, rock, blues, like you name
New
it.
wave,
We're all over.
yeah.
So
Shoegaze.
whatever, man. Like I would love to see more diverse shows here in San Jose. I don't know why people are still following the old school formula.
Yeah.
It's a death metal show. It's a punk show. It's a hip hop show. It's like
Let's throw everybody in one.
Play a show.
Yeah, and throw
As
everybody in one
as
thing.
long as it's people that are passionate and feel they have something to say, I'm there.
Yeah,
So
but basically, yeah, that's place.
yeah. So it's funny enough. When I interviewed Dolores, they said the same fucking thing. They're like, yeah, it's just so gatekeepery, but like.
Yeah.
It's old habits that are hanging on. Like people are ready for the diverse, man. Like people are super open nowadays. Like we have access to everything now, so there's no reason to put ourselves in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just about kind of shaking off this old mentality, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
But it feels like such a. It seems like you guys are saying like everyone's open to it. It's all cool, but like, have you guys who are the gatekeepers? I don't know. That's why it feels weird to me. Like, do you guys run to
It is. It's promotion. It's the
starts
people that book shows. Is they want to play it safe, and they know if they book a solid death metal show, then all the death metal cats are going to come through.
Yeah.
They pull out, like, people are afraid to integrate the scenes because they don't think that people will come if they see other bands on the bill.
If you book them, they will come.
Or people, or promoters are afraid that people will leave during certain
bands. Yeah.
You know, I think that's where it's coming from. At least.
Definitely.
So do you think? But so is it like because their job? So like they're like, fuck, if I don't do the show, I'm gonna pay my rent. Like,
it's not even that. It's promoting's all about a reputation. You know.
Yeah.
Like you got as a promoter, you probably aren't really making money at first, but you got to make sure that when you book a show, that there's actually turnout, so that the venue will allow you to book more shows in the future.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where turnouts come to play, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, so why doesn't the people that want to integrate? How come they're not throwing the shows? Or are they?
I see it slowly happening.
Yeah,
actually.
because we played. What was it? Like the second to last show we played before quarantine. It was like we were like in a bunch of power violence bands.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a mix.
It was all power violence bands, and we were the only death metal band. And it was probably like one of the funnest shows we had in a while.
It was super fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
It's just good to have like a fresh crowd basically to show your music to.
Yeah.
We love playing mixed bills. It's a lot more fun than
at the end of the day. Everybody goes to a show to have fun. So,
yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't really matter what bands play.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like it's cool because like when you guys do the mix shows, like I've been some and like it's cool. You might actually learn something, but it also feels like kind of competitive, right? Like I'm gonna make sure the people that don't know me, I'm gonna make them know me, right?
I mean, I guess we don't really care because we just like to play.
Every show we play, even if it's two or three people.
We go just as hard. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, if they like us, sick. If not, whatever. That's not what I'm there for.
Yeah. So I guess we're the wrong people to ask.
We're playing shows for fun, so we're not trying to impress anybody. We're just
trying to.
It's cool. If someone asks us to play a show, we'll play.
Yeah, normally, yeah. The last, I guess like the past couple months before everything happened, we were saying yes to everything.
Started, I think we just
we said yes.
Us, we'll play.
Yeah. Not to say it's not the music isn't taken seriously. Mm-hmm. Like we take it seriously for ourselves. Not for the crowd.
Yeah.
There's a certain standard I think we like.
Yeah, like it's masturbatory, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
Please quote him when you.
So, what I'm curious to know about, so you mentioned like, so it really does seem like you guys just love this music, right? Like this is just you, like then that's like super authentic, right?
Basically.
So, are you guys are you trying to be like a full-time touring band all year, like it's your job, or are you more like, this is just something I'm doing as an artist, and I just want to have the freedom to do that. Like, what do you guys
it's more like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, that's exactly what
and if it doesn't, it doesn't, I mean, I would love to be, like, working music full-time and just tour all year round, that'd be awesome, but, like, I mean, the chances of that happening is not...
We're having fun.
Yeah.
We were having fun.
I'm different. I'm a slut. I'm actually in 3 bands. I mean, like music's the only thing that I'm trying to do in my life. I do work, full-time job and all that, but ideally, if I could live my life off music, then I'll be in the clouds.
No, I have the same feeling. But I just like if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be pissed.
But I'll be pissed. No, I'll be.
I'll be pissed, but I mean, what am I gonna do?
Very cool. Very cool. Well, hey guys, I know we're nearing kind of time. Can I go ahead and ask like one last question?
Yeah.
So clearly, you guys were in the middle of recording. You were in the middle of going on to a show, like really hustling, and then COVID obviously happened. What are your guys' first steps after COVID happens, or ends, and you're allowed to just go do you again?
Shows.
Hopefully, I mean, I assume there's gonna be a lot of time. like that album is pretty much finished. So during the COVID, I'm confident it'll be released.
Yeah.
So with that album and then a bunch of shows as soon as it comes out, I feel like people are going to be hungry to see live music. Personally, I'm hungry to see live music.
No, so am I. I'm hungry to play live music.
I go to plenty of shows besides the ones I just played.
Yeah.
So so we're hoping that the music scene kind of has a little bit of a extra revival. Yeah.
I think there will be, because people are so deprived right now from going out. And you remember when like shows were happening all the time? You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to go, and like I think that's gonna come back.
Yeah. Now these fuckers know what they're missing.
You guys had it easy.
They had it too good for too long. Oh, Aseptic's playing every week.
Yeah.
Now
it's gone. It's funny because like today we ran to a friend, and the last show we played, he was like, "Man, I wish I would have went to that show because nothing's going on." I'm like, "Well, shit, that's why we play all the time. Like, you never know when the last time's gonna be, you know."
That's why we hop on every show we can.
Yeah.
Just play whatever. That's our last show. Then we fucking put everything we had to it.
And start a new wave project.
Yeah. Russian Doomer.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah.
I guess, basically just write more music and play more shows. That's the only thing we do here.
Very cool. Well, hey guys, I appreciate it. I guess we'll go and end it there. And where can people find you at before we kind of send everyone off?
We're on Spotify. Anywhere you can find music, basically, we're on.
Google Play Music.
Google Play, Bandcamp.
YouTube.
We're on Instagram at Aseptic SJ. We're on Facebook, AsepticBandSJ.com, I think, or something like that. All that shit. We're on everything, basically. So you can. Yeah.
OnlyFans.
We're starting an OnlyFans soon, so start donating.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Dope. Well, hey guys, I appreciate it. All right, I'll go and let you go, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate you.